everyone, L Director here. Welcome to another exciting episode of L Director Presents. Although now, thanks to my little surprise here, it's now going to be called L Director Vision. This is episode 4. And like I said, we have a surprise. Today, I actually brought with me a co-host and partner. Come on, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Chris, and I'm going to try backpacking for the first time in a couple years. I guess I'm your average overweight, out of shape American. I used to be really in shape, so I figured, hey, why not go out backpacking, and we're gonna try it out and see how well it works for me. So
where are we going out today?
We're gonna be going out over to Liberty Lake, out to a spot that El Director here knows of and has gone out for, quite a few times, from what I understand. And I think it's gonna be fun. So about halfway, as you can see, I'm sweating profusely. Like I mentioned before, I'm the average American, not skinny or fit. I'm overweight. And this kind of sucks, like I said, with the backpack. It's made for a smaller person, like El Director.
How tall are you?
6'6".
I'm 5'5", so...
So I couldn't find my backpack, it disappeared. You know, if you're gonna go find a backpack, make sure you go in, have it fit. Go to some place like REI, Cabela's, someplace where the guys actually know what they're doing. They're not gonna just try and sell you the most expensive thing. Because a good fitting pack, again, shouldn't rest on your shoulders, and I'm having to hold up the pack like this while we hike, and it's really taking a lot out of me.
You made it.
Yeah.
High five. So how you feel?
Tired.
Now, I just want to add, I'm pissed right now. We're out, he can attest this, we go, over logs, under logs, crossing the creek multiple times, zigzagging. Once we are off the main trail, we're doing all this stuff to get to the spot that I come to all the time. And it's been a month since I've been here, and people have been here since then. Check this out. El Director is not a happy camper. The grill is now sitting in the fire pit. This has now been pulled aside for a bench near the fire pit. This was my table last time. So I am pissed right now because we're off in the middle of nowhere and yet people have been here. I don't know what to make of that. So we're talking about doing water.
Yeah, we're talking about doing water. I like clear water. Everybody does, right? You don't want it to be murky. And a flowing stream is best. In fact, that's what you want. I found the best thing to do is to find a natural filter. Okay, that means log where the water's coming through it. And I found the perfect natural filter, and we'll see if I'm right here, but I want you to see this over here. Look at this right here. See the rocks down in there? I don't know if you can see in underneath the water. But what it has is it has small branches and gravel caught up in that area. And it's dropping down, and it makes this filter where the water underneath it should be crystal clear or close to it. And we'll do a comparison here once I get across between the water Chris here got, or El Director, and what I got. We'll see which is clear, and it really doesn't matter. I'm just a little picky about the color of my water. Here's some water.
Nice.
Fairly clear. Like I said, it's a sediment. We'll go compare this to the one Chris got. We'll see. Like I said, it really doesn't matter as long as you have the tools to clean it. But if you're picky, like most suburbanites are, you want nice clear water in a bottle.
Alright, well, it's been a couple minutes now. We've got camp set up. And Chris here wants to show you guys the differences in our water, what his filtration did versus mine just scooping it out of a pool. Both of them have iodine sitting on them. Mine's halfway drink, but anyway, take a look at the comparison here.
You see there's not a huge difference, but there's enough of a difference.
Yep.
how do I get dog hair out here when your dog's like 10 feet away from me?
Great question.
Anyways, either one is fine to drink. Some people are picky. If I can find it, I'll do it, but if anything else, I'll just go ahead and scoop it out. Same way if I have the iodine.
Cool.
So,
why don't you give us a tour of camp here?
okay. So, got our pack still set up over there. Right here we have bow and arrow. Here we got Chris's tent. Now this is a very backpacker's tent, as you probably have seen in some of his other episodes. It's very basic, very easy to carry along, and people will actually go camping out in the winter with these things. And it's their mummy bags that are sleeping bags that are the
All this does
protection.
is keeps me dry.
Right. Then right here we have a backpacker's tent. This tent is really nice. If you're like me, you don't like mosquitoes eating you, but you don't want to carry in a heavy tent. I carried this in. One of the downsides that I remember to a mummy bag though is they kind of slip around. This is on an incline. Problem with the mummy bag is that it slips. So luckily enough I brought a blanket with me, and it's warm enough where I'll probably just leave the top, the rain protection off of it, and just sleep on the mat without the mummy bag. What I like to do when chopping these smaller sticks is put it on a rise, because if it's flat on the ground absorbs it, absorbs the energy. But one of the key things, and I worked at a Boy Scout camp doing first aid, you don't want to do it anywhere near where you cut yourself. If you're doing a brand or a little stuff like this, don't hold it like that. If you can't do it without holding it where the blade's going to be going, don't do it at all. I've been cut right here to the bone for doing something stupid, even though I knew the proper procedure. And you know, much like when you're taking a big axe, when you're going around like that, keep your legs separated. That way if it comes off, there's more of a leeway.
So one of the things that's been nice about doing this double team style and having a partner with me this time around is that it's half the amount of work. For instance, I was gathering firewood and he was taking a break, and then I come back and then he chops it up and then I can take a break. So we're able to kind of tag team it, and you know, one on, one off. And it allows you to not have to work so hard. Or if we were to both do it at the same time, we get twice as much done, you know, twice as quick kind of a thing. But yeah, it's different having a partner, but in a good way. There's a lot of, you know, advantages that come with that as far as sharing the labor goes.
Okay. Okay, so we got those two logs mostly down. One of them had roots still stuck on it, and that was a lot of fun to pull down. What we're gonna do is do fire starting. Normally I like to take a match and just light it when I'm exhausted, but we're gonna try a method that Chris told me about, which is chapstick and cotton balls. So I'm gonna put together a basic fire setup. It's gonna be a log cabin type of setup, and I'll show you how that goes together. We'll try the cotton balls with some flint and see how well that turns out. So let's get to it. Alright, so at Chris's instruction, we're taking the Vaseline, or the chapstick, and wadded up the ball tight enough where it's not going to cause a whole bunch of fluff to go everywhere. And I'm just applying the chapstick liberally all over, and we'll continue to do this.
I'm back from my escapade and I'm now acting as camera operator. We have no camera crew except for each other. Just want to clarify.
Okay, so I like the log cabin, which looks a little bit like a log cabin when you set it up. First of all, you want the area to be clear and a little bit level. So we're going to do that, and just going to kind of move the stuff away from it. So for the log cabin, oh, twisted my ankle a little bit. For the log cabin, make it like you would a log cabin in a square. So, you know, like when you were a kid and you were playing with Lincoln logs, it's kind of like that, except you get to burn it. Makes it that much better. So what we're going to do is I like to put some base sticks on the bottom that are a little bit larger. The reason is because fire doesn't go down, it goes up. So you're going to put this stuff on top. So you can be very careful and put one and by one. I'll just grab a little bunch like this and just put it like that. We're just going to build it up, and here in a few minutes you'll see it kind of resemble a log cabin. Alright, so we have a log cabin going on down here. It's a little bit more like a bird's nest, but this will do. You have a barrier, that way wind can't get in. I made a little tiny roof over it, that way when the fire picks up it'll catch onto that. And the twigs are small enough where we can catch them on fire, and then we have some larger sticks here that we will go ahead and toss on. So let's see if this works. It's been a little while since I've done a flint strike. Get on my butt again because, like I said, my ankle got twisted bringing down those logs. So let's see. Keep her moving. Move. Now what I'm doing is kind of collapsing the house. It's that way we get the fire on it. Like I said, to do the structures so you have a hole. Everything else, we just want to get it to touch off on the wood. Then we can get the larger sticks in there. It looks like it's catching onto the wood pretty well. So I'm just going to lay a few larger pieces across it. And
we have fire!
we've got fire.
Woo! Alright, well I promised you guys in the car I'm going to show you how to make char cloth. Now what char cloth is pieces of cotton, in this case the sleeves from my shirt, that you put in a metal tin that's got a lid to it, a tight fitting lid. We're going to punch a hole in the lid and stick it in the fire. And you're going to see some really cool stuff. The gas is going to start building and shoot out like a jet, and then it'll start turning into smoke, and the smoke will go away and we flip it to the other side and pull it out, and the cloth will now be like charcoal almost. It'll all be carbonized and black, and that will take a spark really, really well. So in the morning when we need to get a fire going, just a simple spark, since that was our only cotton ball that we used, we only bring one out here, we'll be able to get that going. So let's go and punch some holes in the lid here. Use the reamer on my knife. And actually we use the little blade. Just punch that in there. Same on the other side. That's all there is to it. Now we're going to stick it in the fire. That. Alright, we'll show you guys how well that char cloth works. Here's my bag, or my tin. Zoom out, there we go. Open it up. Take a look. Trying to do this with one hand, it's a pain in the butt. There we go. And look at that. This is now perfect for starting fires tomorrow morning. Or any other time. Pioneers actually used to prepare the stuff from old underwear and t-shirts and things and carry it with them. And they'd have it in a little tin just like this. You protect it with your life because that will take a spark very easily and you'll be able to blow that into a fire. And also right now we are cooking. Got a couple steaks going. Good stuff. Dog is eating her stuff, her food. We got potatoes in the fire. See, potato, meat. We are going to eat like forest kings tonight. And by the way, this is July 3rd, so tomorrow morning we hike out. It is Independence Day, so happy birthday, America, from Chris Tractor and El Director out here in the mountains at Liberty Lake.
Happy birthday.
And it just came to my attention as we're sitting here talking, Chris and I, that's one of the neatest things I think about doing this with a buddy is that you've got somebody to talk to. When I come out here alone, I'm alone. It's total isolation. I've got the dog, but she's not good for much conversation, you know? So we've been sitting here talking about all sorts of things, huh?
Yeah. Just been talking about food and talking about Canadian mountain man. Went out in the 60s. They did a PBS documentary on it, which is pretty cool. I'll get Chris the name so he can post that over the video.
It'll be right here. Oops, wait, it'll be like that.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're just sitting back talking, and we might talk a little film like we usually do. It's just nice to have somebody to talk to. I mean, survival situations aren't something that, and I would hazard to say a lot of the survivalists don't want to be in those situations either. It's lonely. Yeah, you know what you have to do, but when you start eating bugs and all that, I mean, it's getting down to what you have to do, not what you want to do.
Your morale can break down pretty quick too.
So, I mean, it's nice to come out and go through the motions and pretend and to say, yeah, I can do it if I need to, but definitely a lot better coming out with somebody else, especially to a beautiful place like this.
I mean, just look around. This is gorgeous.
This is almost 8 o'clock. We're on the other side of the mountain. The sun's setting behind us.
And you guys can tell it's a warmer day because on the colder days that I come out, the smoke just hangs here and it fills up this little valley down there with smoke. But as you can see today, it's nice and clear and the smoke's just dissipating as we would like it to, which is good. So the weather is great. I didn't bring a sleeping bag this time. You guys know usually I bring my negative 20 bag, but today I just brought a fleece blanket bag, which is usually the dog's bed, but tonight it's my bed. And the dog can cuddle with me if she needs to.
Smell that, huh?
Oh, baby.
I think we should come out here and do gourmet, like soak it for a week. I'm serious.
Oh, baby.
Check that out. Perfect.
I know, right? Hey, Nux. Dude. That is so scrumptious. So far we've had steak and potatoes. We've got chocolate bars for dessert. The dog is chilling out doing her thing. But look at that fire. That is something even I would be proud of. That is fantastic. And just enjoying hanging out with each other. It is now coming up on 9 o'clock. You can see the sky is still blue, but here in this little valley, it's basically nighttime for us. So I'll be up for a little bit and then probably go to bed in a bit. It's a good night. Don't know what else to say. Alright guys, well I made a fire this morning with the char cloth that we made last night, but I didn't show you how we did it, so I'm going to show you guys how to make a fire with the char cloth right now. So, as you guys can see, it's not easy, but it can be done. It just takes a little bit of work. You gotta be gentle and ginger with it. But yeah, that's a fire from char cloth. We survived. About ready to head out?
Yeah.
Closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts, I mean, this trip would have been a lot better if I was in better shape. In fact, I wouldn't have done it had I known what it entailed. It wasn't flat. A lot of it was uphill. To get the wood was a pain in the neck up on that side hill. You know, it's good, and again, if I was in better shape, this would have been no problem, but it's, you know, rolled my ankle, so yeah, it's alright.